So what have you learned in this past year? How do you feel like you've grown?
Well, I have to say the past year, when I was thinking about it and reflecting, I've got to say this year has been the best year for me financially, which
You
love
love
that.
to see it.
Love that. It's been the best year for me with, like, as far as commercial work, and I really think it's because I cut my hair. I swear, when I cut my hair, I was booking shit like crazy, which was wild because when I did it, I didn't really think it would. I didn't even think twice about, like, my modeling and commercial work. But it's been a great year, y'all. Got national commercials going. Like, let's go. Got residuals. Good stuff. I'm going to continue to put that out into the universe. And other than that, so my notes for this year, like, I really, like, wanted to apply not taking things personally. And I feel like I've been really successful with that. Like, there's been multiple occasions throughout this year where, like, I could have let something bother me, and then I was just like, it's not about me though. Like,
Not taking shit personally.
and I'm proud of
2019.
myself because I can say, like, I don't let stupid shit bother me.
It's about inner peace and not letting other people disturb that. Like, you're in charge of your own peace, you know?
That, and also just being, like, an observer of your own thoughts, you know?
You're in control of your thoughts. You really are.
And not letting them control you. Like, there's something that we do when, like, things happen to us when we're embarrassed or, like, shameful or whatever. If, like, a bad situation goes down and you just kind of feel icky about it, we, like, love to replay it in our heads over and over again and torture ourselves. And I've really, like, tried to work on that. And I'm like, if this is making me feel shitty, why am I torturing? Why am I doing this to myself?
Yes.
So I've gotten really bad. I've gotten really good about, like, recognizing that in my own thought patterns and being like, okay, no, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that hard because I do, like, I embarrass myself all the time. Like, you know when you, like, you leave, like, someone's handing you a movie ticket, and they're like, enjoy the movie, and you're like, you too. And then you fucking think about it for, I swear to God, I think about it for, like, the next at least 30 minutes. Like, I'm, like, sweating. I'm like,
you're not
fuck.
wrong. Stop. When I was a hostess at a restaurant, I was so used to, like, dropping people off at their table and being like, enjoy. I kid you not, every single time someone asked where the bathroom was, I would say, enjoy. And then I'd be like, oh, I hate myself.
Enjoy the bathroom. Enjoy your piss. But yeah, and then, like, you sit there and you fucking replay it and you fucking torture yourself over it when, like, that other person isn't even thinking about it. Yeah,
that, and you think of how you could have handled the situation differently, and I'm all for, like,
on a larger scale.
I'm all for, like, reflecting on things and, like, trying to see how you can improve, but don't torture yourself.
Seriously, let that, like,
you know,
like, recognize yourself doing it. And stop, because you have autonomy, which I confirmed that I was using that word correctly in the other episode.
Hell yeah, brother.
You have autonomy over your thoughts, and, like,
truly,
like we said in the past episode, you can choose happiness. You know, you can literally, like, you are the manifester of your own happiness and destiny.
You know, granted, there's situations in your life that, you know, are challenging and you have to overcome.
Out of your hands.
But yeah, as far as, like, the little day-to-day shit goes, you can choose to not let that upset you.
Like someone cutting you off in traffic. I don't know if I've spoken about this before, but did. the biggest thing that, like, you know, you can't really avoid traffic, especially when you live in a large city. So it's like learning to, like, not sweat that type of shit and, like, enjoying life in that present moment will help you reach, like, exponentially.
Amen, sister.
And not just in those moments, but, like, you know, in the moments where you're beating yourself up for something that you really shouldn't be.
And also if it's out of your control, like, you know, some things, if it already happened and nothing I do or say can fix it, it's out of my control. It happened already. Like,
let that shit roll off, fam.
Why dwell?
And, you know, on the topic about choosing happiness, I just want to say something that, like, occurred to me over this weekend was that I always used to Uber Eats from this specific place with my ex, and I ordered it not even, like, thinking about it, and then when my food came, it was like, it was always, literally, I didn't even think about it, but then my food came, and I'm eating my sandwich, and, like, a wave of sadness came over me.
Isn't that interesting?
It's so interesting how, like, a smell or, like, a food a fucking
song
can, like, do that to you, but this wave of sadness, and I was like, damn, I can't believe this dude is ruining food for me. Like, this is my favorite freaking sandwich, and this dude is fucking ruining it for me. And then I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, and this is, like, what we were saying, like, don't torture yourself and, like, ruin things for yourself. Like, so in that moment, I chose to, like, enjoy my fucking sandwich and be like, no, I took back that control, and obviously this is about a sandwich, but it was extremely liberating to me.
It's more than a sandwich, though.
It is, because in that moment, I realized that I was in control of my emotions and in control of my life, and I didn't have to let that thing be ruined.
Right.
Like, you don't have to like associate negative feelings with something. Like you're doing that to yourself.
Yeah, let go of it.
And so, and it was just so nice, because in the past, I literally would have tortured myself over it. Like, I would have cried.
Yeah.
I would have cried. I would have been so upset. I would have like gotten so anxious that I wouldn't even have been able to eat. Like, that's something that like growth.
You
truly.
love to see it.
And then I was like, you know what? Fuck that. This is my sandwich, bitch. I'm gonna enjoy this shit. So, if you have negative feelings associated with like your favorite song or like your favorite food or good smells, like
good smells,
because you walk into like an elevator and someone smells like your ex, and you're like,
oh yeah, game over.
And then you're just sitting there and you're like,
yeah, it's
what
crazy.
The fuck? So, dude, take back control over those emotions.
Yeah, and just flipping your perspective on it. It's so funny when you texted me that, because she like told me, she's like, she goes, I just leveled up spiritually. And I'm like, oh boy, all right, let's hear it. She goes, I almost got sad over a sandwich. And I'm like, okay.
You're like this bitch.
And I totally thought you like ordered something and it came out like not how you wanted, and you almost got upset about it, and then you were like, no, I'm not gonna get upset. I would have been proud of you for that too, because
because I'm a picky ass bitch. But regardless,
another thing I feel like we really, both of us too, is we put into practice like not caring so much about judgment. And judgment from others and our peers and our family, like whatever it's from, or judgment of ourselves, being judgmental towards ourselves. Like even our decision to do this podcast, like there were so many reasons why we could have not done it. Like obviously you think of doing something, and I recognize this with my own thoughts. Like before I'll post a story where I feel like I'm being a little vulnerable, or I say something, your mind automatically goes to like the worst thing that someone can say about that. Like you are your own critic, and we could have, there were so many doubts and fears about doing this podcast and putting ourselves out there.
I was scared shitless.
Yeah, it's scary, and everyone's gonna have some sort of judgment. It's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but I'm so proud of us taking that leap this year and doing it anyways, and knowing that we can't live life in fear of judgment from others. Like,
yeah, I mean, you have to live your truth. And like there really was like, I mean, we had so many doubts, and it's like, do we talk about this or do we talk about that? Like, how vulnerable do we want to be? And I feel like we've tried to be, I mean, we've definitely tried to be as vulnerable as we can, to an extent. Like we'll definitely, we're warming up to everything, but it's hard because strangers are out there like listening to our personal lives and like judging us, and we do have Instagram followers, and like we're worried about like what they think, because they already have these preconceived notions. Right. And it's like, are we living up to those?
Yeah, there's so much, if you let yourself, there's so much you can worry about.
Yeah,
but it's operating in spite of that fear, because fear is like, there's some quote that I'm probably gonna butcher, but it's like pretty much the idea of it is that the best things that are like gonna come for you are on the other side of fear. Like, yeah, you can be scared about doing everything in life, you just have to go for it. And I'm just really proud that we like went for this. Yeah.
And which leads me into, we got a DM from one of our followers who messaged us and told us that she put out her first blog post that she was like really stoked about. Like, she's been working on it, and she was super excited to finally get her first blog post up. Yeah. And she received some criticism from someone who like made a fake account, like
said it was like a hometown friend, someone from her hometown.
Yeah, made a fake account and like was like shitting on her. And she DM'd us, and she was like, how do you deal with haters and criticism? And we were like, first of all, we were like, fuck the haters. Two, we were like, you can't be scared of judgment, because you have to just know it's going to come. Yeah. And you have to feel that fear and do it anyway.
Do it
scared. Because the most amazing things come about when you push through that fear.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, 100%.
Nothing amazing ever happens when you stay inside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So
facts. Yeah, so we kind of just reassured her, like, you're putting yourself out there, and again, not everyone's gonna like it. And I told her, like, we wouldn't have been able to do this podcast if we operated from a place of fear. Yeah, like, you can't. You literally just, and that's goes back to not taking it personally. Like, that person went out of their way to comment some mean thing because of their own insecurities. Are they the one doing the pod post? Yeah, we need to make a list of words that like
You
we
butcher?
totally switch. Yeah, but you know, they're not putting themselves out there, and if they
Mm-hmm.
were, they would be getting criticism too. It's just like you can't take it personally.
Yeah. They're just literally jealous that they don't have the cojones to put themselves out there like that.
Haters are my motivators.
Mm.
Period.
And while, while we're here, we have been getting some, you know, little haters here and there on the podcast, which is fine because like I don't feel like we're insecure enough to like let those types of things bother us, but like it's not as if like, you know, you'll only get rewarded for putting yourself out there. There will be haters, like people will come at you, like, and even for the podcast, you know, people have had shit to say. I don't give a fuck.
Should we say it? Sounds like, is this the budget version of Call Her Daddy? And I go, who's daddy?
Who's daddy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, which is like, I don't know, it's just funny.
See, but we know sorry, go ahead.
No, I just mean like I think we're just being like bundled up into that category because like what, we're like two attractive girls, as I might say, that are doing no, that's funny. No, that are like doing a podcast. Like just because like we're doing a podcast, like I feel like if you were to like listen to both of them, you might see that they're not very similar.
We don't need to explain ourselves. Like it's not a competition. There's not a competition. We're good. Like we're confident enough in ourselves and in our show and our content. Like, and it's because we're being our authentic selves. That's why we know there's no comparison. Like we're just being us. Yeah. You know, we're not being genuine.
Exactly. We're just speaking our truths.
Living our truth.